morning routines. Are they necessary? Hey, I'm Grace of kgracehouse.com, soul nudger and mindset coach for soulfully conscious and purposely driven female entrepreneurs who are trying to figure out how not to get stuck anymore in their businesses because they want to show up more boldly and more powerfully. So, is establishing morning routines really necessary? In a word, yes. For one, it helps create an intentional beginning to your day. Some days, you will want to slump and hit the snooze button a few times, but having a morning routine in place will help. This one thing, establishing a beginning to your day, should be enough for you to want to implement it. But, just in case that's not enough, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should start your day like this. Number 1, to be intentionally present. Number 2, to focus your mind. Number 3, to set the tone for the day. Number 4, one of the best times to commit to making a habit. And number 5, to establish a practice of putting you first, your needs and your desires. Okay, let's begin with number 1, being intentionally present. How many times have you woken up in the morning and just mindlessly moved through each of your morning tasks? Or how many times have you rushed through each one because you woke up late? You know what I'm talking about. What would change if you established a routine that has you greeting the day in a more prepared way? What if you could instead welcome the morning, knowing that the first minutes are dedicated just to you? This is what a morning routine will give you, a practice of intentional purpose, so you can be more present, more aware, more mindful, because it's when we bring ourselves to a moment with presence that we can, with clear intent, actually define number 2, focus on your mind. I know that when I don't get to my morning routine, my day is a bit scattered or can sometimes dip into dysfunction. My morning journal, which is an 8.5 by 10-inch wide piece of paper, that is enough for me to release the words onto. Without this writing, I feel disconnected from myself, as if there's kind of like stuff my soul is needing to let out. There's no agenda, no information I'm looking for. It's just a release of what's on my heart. And sometimes, I gotta tell you, I'm completely surprised by what ends up on that one page. Like I could swear I had dealt with an issue, and here it is, showing up again, needing clarification or, needling through something on the way to the other side of it. Afterwards, after I write, it's as if I put on a fresh, clean, shiny coat and can enter my day. The clarity I gain definitely sets the tone for my day, which is number 3 on the list. Because there's nothing hanging on, reaching out from the depths and kind of like dividing my attention between it and my work. I get to maximize my effectiveness in any task I attempt. That's not to say that stuff won't happen because you've planned your day or primed your day for success. Unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. But it does mean that your mind is properly prepared and you've opened up the portals in your mind to get the juices flowing nicely enough because you've safeguarded your morning hours in the best way to tackle the rest of your day. For instance, last week, I had this thing pushing through, and in 2 days of going to my journal, nothing showed itself. On the 3rd day, however, it all spilled out of me, and I'm like, whoa. When I looked at the previous pages, there were clues, but nothing really definitive. The whole picture became clear. I identified the issue, and now I had to put steps in place on my to-do list that I actually call my desires list to solve or move through that particular issue. Number 4. It is said that we are our best selves in the morning, compared to any other time of day, that is. It's when our minds are fresh and most ready for creativity. We're already primed to institute that change, but it does come with some commitment on your part. Then we come to one of the best parts of creating a regular morning routine, and that's number 5. Establishing a practice of putting yourself first. For me, that's about journaling, getting out of my head everything from the previous day, any stuff that's lingering around to give me clarity and perspective. For you, that might be different. Your morning routine might be getting out to exercise first thing in the morning, so you're not scrambling to fit it in later rather, and getting upset with yourself because it didn't happen. Or your morning routine might look like getting in touch with your spiritual side, whether that's a few yoga moves to touch base somatically or meditation to focus your mind. As well, your morning routine might be a case of getting in some work on something that you need to get done for your business, because that's when your mind is most focused. And, if you have a family, they're not up yet, or someone isn't trying to reach you by phone. I've heard that you shouldn't do your email first thing in the morning, but I say if that's the time to get all of it out of the way before you tackle other priorities, then go right ahead. That's the place for your emails. So you'll do a morning routine that works for you and nobody else. One of the things that I actually used to do, I don't do it as much anymore, but what I actually used to do is pick up my phone. Yeah, I did, first thing in the morning. And I went on Instagram. But I didn't go on Instagram to scroll. There's mornings that I was just like in the groove, my creative energies were flowing, and I wrote maybe 2 or 3 posts at a time. And then I scheduled them. So it was a time that I used because I know my creative juices were primed. But after that period, I put my phone away and I don't have to go through it again. I was able to establish that place. I don't do that much anymore. I pick up my phone and sometimes I might even scroll, but it's not a thing. My first thing right now is my morning pages. So if you have not yet established a morning routine, go! Stop the video already and have a think about what that might look like for you. Then implement it. Because if it's going to do you some good, it's not going to be just sitting on a piece of paper or a note on your phone. Figure out how you want to greet your day. What is most important for you, how you start your day. Okay, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'll be posting 1 video a week on how to help you shift your mindset and get out of the rut when it comes to doing business your way. Take care.